What in the hell has happened in the last week or two?
Man, it's a
Shit
absolute
show.
shit
It's a
show.
whirlwind of stuff that's happened.
Yep.
Uh,
A lot to go on. I know politically correct comes into play and all that. IHRA cancels a bunch of races,
yep.
and then
Which
a
I
week
was okay
later,
with. I was okay with because I felt like we were going into a stretch of really hard racing. It was going to have
yes,
to be Maryland, then Milan, then Ohio, and it was going to be a lot of stuff back to back to back. So I was okay with that. And I kind of thought, I was told initially that they did that because they knew that the facilities were not up to par. I think Milan had some water issues, some storm issues. Um, I don't know where else. 42 was still having some issues with a few things. But so I was okay with that.
but then they come back a week later and cancel the Triple Crown. The rest of the season.
Yep. There's been a lot of stuff, dude. There's been a lot of stuff back and forth. There's been a lot of naysayers. There's been a lot of positive stuff. And there's been a lot of, and I told you this earlier. We kind of talked about this earlier in the day when me and Steve talked. Was it really divided the racing community? It has become the red and the blue in the racing community. You got
Yeah.
guys that wanted to say, "I told you so." This was never going to work. This was BS from the day one. And then you got guys that are saying, look, give the guy a chance. He did a lot for this. He did a lot for that. He changed the way we do things. Dude, what we don't need to happen is exactly what happened. It divided us as a sport. It made us look like we're a bunch of damn hacked up hillbillies that just go out and drive fast cars. It sucks. It really does. If anybody knows that it sucks, I know that it sucks.
Yep. It was good that we had a lot of places to race, and they was putting the purses out there that needed to happen for the money being spent on these cars.
Yes.
And was it a bad deal? Like, I went to 2 races, both races, you got food, ice, everybody talks about the ice, whatever, but I mean, that's a gesture. But the food, where else can you go for 40 bucks as a family of 4 or whatever, drive in the gate, watch pro mods, fuel cars, pro stock, every good class in the country, plus watch bull fighting, whatever, for 3 or 4 hours for 40 bucks. You can't do it. So the business model is fine, but does it pay out at the end?
Obviously not. I mean, I think we got that answer. I think we all knew that answer. I think we all knew that what this man was trying to accomplish was almost unobtainable unless you were just absolute billionaire.
Correct.
I think he got some bad advice initially. I think he put people in place initially that were uninformed or ill managed. They were obviously available to do the stuff because they wasn't good at what they did.
Yep.
There isn't a lot of people in this industry that know what to do and to make it successful.
Right.
And I think at the end he had a good group of guys, or still does. How about that? I think at the very end, I think Foley did a great job. I think Josh Hammond did a great job. I think even Larry Morgan and Rick Moore and everybody that they had that was a part of the Triple Crown, the first one they did in Ohio. I think he was headed in the right direction. I think he just got so far veered off initially that it was hard to bring it back.
I agree. I agree on that, but also you can't run a business model in the red. Correct? I don't know any business that can run. Maybe I think everyone thought originally he had that much money that he could just run in the red all the time. Is it right? Is it wrong? I'm not going to say, but at the end of the day, you got to pay your bills.
Yeah, and I think there's all these damn different theories about data centers and this and that. And dude, I mean, I raced with him because it paid good. It was the entry fee was cheap, the racing was good, the payout was really good, the competition was fierce. It was something else to do. Otherwise, because we had lost Big Dog here, Rockingham wasn't doing anything. I was initially, it was going to be hard for the first couple of months, and we were going to race them both, PDRA and IHRA, and kind of just see where we were at. And I was lucky enough to be up in top of them on both, which I didn't think would happen, but it did. And I ended up having to run both, and it was running the shit out of me. I dedicated thousands of hours and
Mhm.
thousands of dollars to be a part of both organizations and to be a part of IHRA and to win. I won some money. I got paid some money, uh, both sides. You know, I put in everything I had to win this championship because I wanted to be able to have a chance to win but 2 championships in 1 year or at least pick up another championship because I don't know how long I can race. I mean, I really don't. You know, I got great sponsors. I got people standing behind me, but you know, you kind of throw up the Kyle Busch thing. You just do not know. I can wake up tomorrow and have some debilitating illness or something could happen. I can get hurt at work. I work, you know, I'm a mechanic. If everybody knows that, I can get hurt at work. And dude, well, I race as hard. I put everything I had into it. And when they canceled the race, I went in. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I went into a depression just because of the simple fact that I had give everything I had to this organization initially to be able to deliver uh, wins, money, and prestige for this for the what I put in, and I just feel like I've been shortchanged.
Well, I think there's 2 sides. You just like you said, red and blue. You got the guys that are big supporters. You got the guys that are pretty much on the shit side, said it sucks, whatever. But at the end of the day, you can't overpromise and underdeliver.
Yep.
Period.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. You can't overpromise and not deliver. And did I have a great time there? Yeah, it was all great, but you can't overpromise and underdeliver.
And I'm not the only one. There's a lot. There's fuel teams, pro stock teams, uh, top sportsman teams, those Nitro Outlaw guys. The pro stock guys are really screwed. They have literally nowhere to go. So not just talking about us, talking about pro stock guys. I mean, I know guys that were building motors, cars, different things. They have nowhere to go, guys. Not talking about pro mod, not talking about top. They have nowhere to race. They literally will have to start their own organization or start pleading and begging and going across bridges that they may have burned. Uh, I am fortunate enough that we still have PDRA, which I never quit on PDRA. I stayed with PDRA for, you know, I know some guys missed the last races, but it was you guys had a conflict of interest with Melanie and them because they had to be at Norwalk. Randy had some motor problems. Camp's daughter was getting having graduation stuff, so there was a lot of stuff that just coincided. And I think everybody's like, "Well, Bristol there'll be 20 or 25 cars." I think there was going to be that there anyway because there's not really a lot going on in between that.
A
Uh,
lot of cars down, a lot of cars down. I think the big thing on the internet, as far as what I've seen, people hating or loving either way, but is the Triple Crown and yourself was available for the million. And now, even though you won and put all that time in there, the million's not there now.
you know,
So I
I
mean, that's
never.
one reason why a lot of people want to run the Triple Crown because the million was available.
Yep, and it's not I'm not eligible for it now because they have taken that away from me. It's almost like somebody gave you a lottery ticket for $1,000,000. You scratched the first number off and it was a 7. You got halfway done with the second number and you could look like a 7 and then somebody tore the damn ticket out of your hand and threw it in the trash. It's
Yep.
the what is or what was.
And the big thing is what's going to happen? That's the $1,000,000 question. What is going to happen? That there's speculation for a million things to happen. Like you said, data centers, whatnot, but what really is going to happen and what's going on behind the scenes that I don't know. Some people probably know more than others, but I don't know. I don't know because I don't know all those guys up there.
I mean, a lot of the stories have got some of the stories got to be true because I've heard 10 stories and they all are in line and none of these people talk to each other. So obviously there was a money issue on the upper management side. Obviously that they woke up one day and figured out they were bleeding money and they had to stop the bleed. Uh, so that all coincides. And but you know, here's the biggest problem I have with it is they say that they're going to revamp and they're going to try to do for next year. And that's all well and good, but how can somebody in good faith go run with them thinking that they'll get halfway through the year and they'll just pull the plug again?
Correct. Here's my other big thing. When I roll through the gate, you got to pay, right? You got to pay. I can't say, "Hey, I'm gonna pay you in a month. I'm gonna go ahead and run this race. I'll send you the entry fee here in 3 or 4 weeks because I'm waiting on a check." That don't work in business. I'm not knocking them, but just at the end of the day, you can't. I gotta pay to get in the gate. I think most of these venues should have the money there or checks wrote when we leave.
And that was discussed amongst the higher ups because we were getting, it was but like PDRA, they got the checks there, but if she mails the check to you later, it might be a week or so. So become, you know, it might be a week or two. And so it started becoming, and then they did the direct deposit, which was really cool. I really like that because boom, it was there. And,
I agree, but they're a proven entity. Oh, okay, you gotta wait 7 days. No, I'm in business. I wait 30, 60 days for on certain jobs, but you're working with proven thing. But I've also years ago, I took it because you wait your 60 days, 90 days, now you're the number on the list and you don't get it. Is that what's gonna happen here? I don't know. I mean, all roads lead to the wells dry, to me.
I don't know. I know they owe everybody for the last race.
Correct.
Everybody.
Everybody thinks everybody's been paid. I know they haven't. I know
Nobody,
we
no,
haven't.
no. Everybody's talked against everybody. I don't care if you're Mountain Motor Pro Stock. I don't care if you're Little Pro Stock. If you're Top Fuel, nobody's been paid from the uh, Triple Crown, the first Triple Crown race. Nobody's been paid from it.
Yep, and that's the biggest thing on the outside. I think the internet warriors are pushing, right? And then he comes in there, over promises, under delivers, but then all
You,
your
you,
keyboard
you, you
warriors
know
get
what?
going.
You know what? ADRL didn't pay me in 2013, but 8 years later, they paid me. 8 years later,
Hey, that's
$8,000. He paid me.
and that's saying something. And maybe I can't believe this guy is that good a businessman that he would roll in here and buy as much stuff as he bought, right? Hundreds of millions of dollars that now you just have to stop. And I don't understand that the workings behind the scenes, but at the same token, there's no way he got where he's at not understanding some type of business plan.
And maybe he's trying to think like it's his type of business or like what you guys do where your 90-day note and 60, 90 days. Maybe he thinks that that's just how the racing world works too, that, I'll pay you when I get this check and, rob from Peter to pay Paul kind of thing. Maybe that's what he thinks. But, I appreciate what he tried to do. And I'm not boasting that I think this guy did the right thing. So let's get that off the table. I
Yep.
think he saw something that he wanted to try to make big and bad and great. Or otherwise, why the hell did the guy do it, guys? Come on, man. I mean, obviously he paid us up until this point. And I mean, if he didn't, if his whole grand plan was open up and buy these things and turn them into damn data centers, he did a pretty shitty damn job at it because all he had to do was just buy and run one race and say to hell with all of you. I mean, this guy went out and bought trucks and tractors and side by sides and tractor trailers. I mean, he spent more money to make this look like a facade than anybody I ever seen. So that's obviously not what he did. I think he had a grand gesture. I think it just got out of control. And maybe and my I've had some other people think, maybe this guy just doesn't realize what this kind of money does to somebody like me and you. Like the money that I won with them changed my racing program. It got me through a lot of racing. It helped me tremendously, man. I mean, because I get a lot of sponsor help, but I don't get the sponsor help that is what I'd say game changing, where I can just go to the racetrack and live carelessly and blow shit up and do what I want to do. I don't do that.
Mhm.
I race about as budget friendly as anybody can. I'm very grateful for all the sponsors I have, just like you are, and it has opened up a door that would have never been opened up for me. And I'm trying to be as politically correct as I can about this because I don't want people to think that I'm for the guy or against the guy. I'm trying to give you both sides of it. Uh,
Mhm. You're being nice,
they owe
which
me
I
money.
get.
They owe
I
me
get.
money. They owe me money. And if they want people to continue and not run this guy in the ground, then they need to pay up.
Mhm. I get it. And my biggest thing is I think the whole thing was I like I said, I enjoyed those 2 races we went to, and it was fine, but it gave a lot of people a place to race. But business-wise, there's no way this guy's not smart enough to know. He didn't get to the position he'd be able to buy 20 drag strips or whatever by being dumb. I don't think. I mean, I don't think someone acquires that type of wealth being not a very smart person
No.
or not paying their bills.
I mean, the told you so's on the internet have been going crazy. Yes, yes.
Oh,
Obviously, we told you so. You told you so. We told you. Okay, we get it. We get it. You won. You won the battle. You got the told you so's. You know, we're all stupid because we went out there and we raced and we got a lot of money. And if that makes me stupid, then I'm fucking stupid. Uh,
no.
but I didn't give up on anybody. I didn't change my plans on anything. I just raced as hard as I could and tried to get money. I do the same thing again. If it was BDRL next year, I'm going to do the same thing. If somebody else comes out with another series next year and says we're going to do this, then I'll do it because I want to race. That's the bottom line. I think a lot of people, and this is probably going to ruffle a few feathers. I think a lot of people thought it was going to be the old IHRA. Like I think some of the older guys, even my dad and Cleveland, and maybe a little bit of me thought it was going to go back to the older days, but that ain't never ever going to happen. Those days are gone, bro. I mean, they're
I
not
agree.
gonna get them. The super stock guys have died off or went to NHRA. The hot rod guys have went to bracket racing. Super comp guys are bouncing around. What I'd love it to, I would love to wake up tomorrow and let it be 2003 and we go to Norwalk and it's
Yeah.
1,000 cars and 70 cars in Pro Mod trying to get in. But bro, it ain't gonna happen.
Right.
So those people just, those people just need to relax. They need to get
Right.
over it. We need to change it. And maybe that's what's wrong with where we're headed. Maybe there's not enough vision to get us past this point that we think that drag racing is going to be like it was in 2003, 4, and 5 or in the 90s. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean,
I thought they put on like I said, a great show for a family to come in and watch.
dude, their fuel teams were coming around. They were getting money where the fuel teams were coming around. They had a great fuel show. Sure, it wasn't NHRA level
NHRA
stuff,
quality.
but dude, they were side by side. They did great jobs. Even the damn altereds, man, those altered guys were putting on a hell of a show. Somebody needs to pick them up and put
I
them as
agree.
part of their show because they were a little shaky to begin with, but then at the end, dude, they were awesome.
They're cool to watch. I will say that they are cool. I just, gosh, the internet's just blowed up, and the next couple weeks are going to be very, very interesting to see if
I
the
have
bills are paid or what happens to this whole organization. And if they do pay up and they come back in 2027, which I hope they do because it's good for the sport.
yep.
Period. It is good for the sport. Gives you a place to race, whether you do or you don't. All those other guys, it's a great show, but I think the purse has to be there on site, or no one's going to be there. If you
Or at
don't
least
write
get a
that
check.
check,
Yeah, yeah, at least get a check.
I just don't think because you can't wait. As a racer, you got to pay at the gate. You should be able to have our money when we
We've
leave.
said that from day one, but I think we've all just kind of went about it because we were going to be there, whether the guy paid us when we left or not.
Drag racers are not the smartest people in the book. I'm just going to let you know that we're not the smartest people in the book. But if you're going to advertise it, how many promoters have advertised purses and then people get there and race and then they don't have the money to pay and then it goes away? You've seen it. You've been around for you're not quite as old as I am, but you're kind of gray. So I know you've seen a lot of even the local stuff. Some small promoters come in, they promise, they can't deliver, and they're gone.
And it wasn't, everybody can say it was the fans, like he didn't draw fans and he didn't draw this and he didn't draw. Bro, it wasn't the fans that didn't cause this problem. Like he wasn't going to he could have packed every damn race there was at $40 and it wasn't going to make up for the fact that he was losing millions at races. I mean, like there was some good races and that last race, the Triple Crown was a good, it may not have showed it in the stands, but there was a lot of people there. Goat was good at the beginning of the year. Milan was a little off the Pro Mod Mania, but that was a local thing that they've always done. He just kind of adopted it.
Right,
It wasn't that much money, but that's kind of the way it was. But
right.
I
But
mean,
at the end of the day, what would I mean? It would never happen. Tommy and them. But what would happen if PDRA didn't pay, or what happens if West Buck wouldn't pay? The internet would go just like it's doing right here. Would just freak out.
yeah.
I mean, we know that's not going to happen, but I'm just using that as a
I mean,
instance.
West don't pay us when we leave World Series of Pro Mod.
No, no, but it comes.
It does
And
come,
we
and you.
and just like this guy, it may come. Not gonna say it didn't, but we're just questioning it because he's canceling races beforehand. So has the well went dry? That is the $1,000,000 question. Has the well went dry?
In my opinion, he's got enough assets as far as trucks, tractors, equipment, side by sides, shit like that he could sell off and pay off the racer. They say the racers are going to get paid. I don't know when, and I don't know, how that's going to happen or what's going to happen. I would think that if he thinks he can come back, because from what I've heard, he's going to keep all the tracks open. He's moving some people around. People are going in different directions. He's going to try to keep all the tracks open under that Durana name. I think, everybody asked me about Piedmont because I'm local Piedmont. Piedmont is leveled. The track is ready to be poured. The tower's originally there. I think he's either going to keep it until somebody buys it, or he's going to keep it until he gets the money to where he can fix it.
Well, here's the other question. The other tracks that he's bought, and whether he's paid for them or not, what happens there? What happens to him? If he can't pay us, how's he going to pay for those? Or will he? I guess
I don't think how he could throw away that many. If he throws away that many millions, then he probably did have as much money as we really thought, and he was that crazy. But I don't know. I mean, in my mind, I'm the world champion of Pro Mod and IHRA because I had a 6-round lead with 10 rounds left. So I won the world championship in IHRA for Pro Mod. I think there were some other guys that were probably in the same boat for some other classes. I think that I deserve a shot at the million again because I've, obviously got shortchanged on this one. The last one, I had a shot. I think I had a really good shot because we're going into one race at the 2 races at one racetrack. So no weather changing conditions. The track was going to stay the same. So if you give, and this as good as I do, if you give me that many hits on the same racetrack, I'm going to be fast.
I called that. I'm like, same weekend, 4 days straight in a row, I was like, that's not a good scenario. For if somebody comes in there and gets hot, whether it's you or
Whoever, yeah.
It's just if you come in there and your setup is point blank, how sometimes these cars you just show up and they're all of a sudden they're fast.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a scary situation. You see what's going on the internet.
I just wish everybody would just absolutely, there's been a lot of back and forth. And, everybody talks about the cycle drag guy. That's his job, bro. His job is to get under your damn skin. Because when he gets under your skin, guess what? You click that damn button and you paid for that. You paid for that ad. That's the whole thing. He's been run out of every motorcycle racing there was there for a while. So, I mean, just don't let him get to you, bro. It's just words, man.
He's just stirring the pot. Drama sells.
It does.
For sure. It does.
Just LIEV, man. Just live it, bro.
Man, I've seen guys on there arguing and back and forth. It's unbelievable. I'm like, I mean, they mean well. Don't get me wrong. The races mean well, but I think if he does not come back in 27 and does not pay, it's going to be bad juju for other promoters.
I think it will change drag racing. I said this earlier. I think, if he doesn't do it, it will set drag racing back 5 years.
I agree. As a racer, do you want to show up? I mean, we know Tommy Franklin's going to pay. We know that when you go to PDRA. We know that. There's no question. We know Wes Buck's going to pay. But do the racers say, hey, we want the money when we leave now?
There's been I'm not talking about Tommy and them, but I'm just thinking, dude, I've been to some no prep deals. I've been to some bracket races. Hell, me and my dad went to bracket races when I was a kid, and the guy took all the entry fees and then decided to cancel the damn race and left with the entry fee money. They were going to burn the tower down. They actually ended up getting him back, and we ended up running that night. But this is not a new thing, bro. Everybody acts like this is the first time this ever happened in drag racing. Are you kidding me? This has happened.
As me as a person, I just find it hard to believe this man has this much money. I go back to that. But if he knew the well was going dry, why did he have this race? Why did he have it? And that's all I can say. If you knew it was going dry,
maybe he did. Maybe he's more normal than we think. He was just like us. He was looking for that new blower or that new Harts charger, and he woke up one morning and looked at his damn checking account, and it was about 100 million less than he had. And he was like, holy shit, I got to do something.
I'm not going to say I have not done that. I have. I have 2007 and 8. I don't even want to talk about, but I did exactly that because I waited on money from jobs and I overspent overpromised, under same thing I said earlier. I did it myself, so I know.
We don't know, guys. I don't care if you're Pro Stock Gordo or Cycle Drag Guy or Swanstrom or all these guys that are getting on here with a lot of opinions. Bruce Mullins has been on there with a lot of opinions. My dad's been on there with a lot of opinions. We can only speculate. We can only take the information that we're given and try to make sense of it all through talking to Joe and Jim and Bob and and trying to get all these things together and trying to figure out the truth, because we really don't know, because again it comes down to one person. This is not a committee of people that made a decision. This is one person. So I mean, I don't I have no idea. The guy might still have 500 million in his damn account and he just ain't paying because he's an asshole. I don't know that. I don't think so, but because why have we paid us up until this point?
I agree. I agree. And just all we can do is hope that the money's paid, because it's not. It's going to be really bad taste in a lot of people's mouth.
I mean, I'm counting on. I was counting on a lot of money coming in this year, as far as stuff that I wasn't counting my chickens before they were hatched, but I was, I felt like I had a comfortable thing. I'd really put forth the effort. I'd really tried really hard to make. I put forth a lot of effort and spent a lot of money to win money, and I am owed what I am owed from them, and maybe more. But I just feel like, dude, I don't know, man. We gotta come together and figure this thing out, or our sport's done. We got to figure it out. We got to
Yep.
quit naysaying on each other and trying to get everybody all up and armed. And I think a lot of these guys do it because they're trying to get internet traffic. It is what it is at this point. I just hope everybody gets paid. I think everybody. I think we can go on about it whether he has a series next year or not. It's the only time will tell. Only time will tell.
I don't think anybody knows what's happening. I mean, it's so much controversy going on right now with that whole deal. And
Yeah,
then not paying too, so that even puts more on it. And you got, whether it's the guy that loves them or the guy that hates them, we're in the middle. We just want to race,
yeah,
and we want to get paid for what we done. So
yeah.
I mean, you spend the money, you spend the amount of money you spend on your race car, and then will it make or break you? Probably not. But you done won it. I mean, you put all that time and effort and money, and it's like business, and then not get paid.
But I won life-changing money.
Mhm.
That's my biggest thing. If we were talking about a little bit of money, it wouldn't be that big an issue to me. But I'm talking about life-changing money. I'm talking about changing my racing program, changing a lot of things. And I guess I was naive enough to think that I was actually headed in the right direction for once. But
And I think that's where the haters come from. The hater side come from. They see it, and
nothing would have made me happier to get on there and just absolutely cuss every single soul out that I wanted to cuss out and really give them what's. But what's good's that going to do? It's just going to make me look stupid. They're going to win, because at the end of the day, they still did what they did, and it's not going to change anything. So what the hell?
no, I just hope the well did not go completely dry. I just
Supposedly the racers are going to get paid. They're going to revamp and reschedule and whatever they're going to do. They're going to keep the racetracks open. They're going to move some employment around. This person's going there. That person's going there. I mean, obviously I feel like I'm owed, and I'm going to get paid one way or the other.
no different than us. I mean, we're not owed as much as you, but we're owed. So, and we'll put that out there. I mean, we've been. I think a lot of racers just don't say it, just hoping, because they don't want to stir the pot.
Yeah. So, what if we get on here? I know somebody put on there, who's owed what? I want to know, blah, blah. So we get on here and we say, this son of a bitch owes me this amount of money, blah, 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 blah. And then, that would slow me down from paying the ones that talk the shit. I might would talk, so
That's
I
the
think
fear.
maybe in our mind, we're thinking if we just cool our jets, let it regroup, and maybe we'll get paid. Same thing we did with ADRL. Hell, I didn't even know I wasn't paid from our ADRL till ADRL was already gone, basically, because the money used to come and then it didn't. And then 8 years later, I got my check and he paid me. Kenny Allen paid me my money that he owed me. I mean, dude, what? I think a lot of people expected us to get on here and go flipping nuts and say this and say that. But what do we do? We're racers. We went racing. He gave us an opportunity to race for big money. We did it. He paid us, and all of a sudden it stopped. What happens if NHRA stops tomorrow? They're going to be the same damn boat. And they can't say it can't happen, because it can happen.
We have
We
seen
all
people.
can stop. COVID proved that you can all stop.
Yep. Yep. I just think business the biggest thing and I've said it twice here already, but don't overpromise and underdeliver. You can't. You can as a business. Do the
That
opposite and you're the man.
Well, in my business, that's the same thing. Like you'll call me tomorrow and be like, "Hey, man, is my truck going to be done tomorrow?" And I'll be like, "Man, I'll be honest with you, bro. It's probably going to be Thursday afternoon." Well, then I'll call you Wednesday morning. I'm like, "Hey, man, that truck's ready."
Yep.
Boom. I'm automatically a hero because I got it done a day faster than him. But I knew not to tell you that it was going to be Wednesday because shit happens.
Yep.
Parts are wrong. Joe didn't show up. Whatever. That kind of happens.
Just
And
like the racing, you're gonna be standing there doing it, and
yeah,
I just hate that you pay to go in and you don't get your money when you leave.
well, we've said that, and they were, we said that initially because it got a little slower as it went on. At
Mhm.
first it was 3 or 4 days, 5 days, 7 days, then it turned, I don't know,
Yeah.
2
Well,
weeks, whatever.
2 weeks. I've been 2 races not paid, but just saying.